All right, moving on to another comic review, another book from my friend Chris. As always, thank you as always, brother. And today we're going to be talking about Nightwing, The Time of Titans, or Time of the Titans, I should say. This is Volume 5, technically 6, because Volume 2, I guess you could call the Fear State tie-in Volume 1.5. But yeah, this is officially the 5th volume of Tom Taylor's Nightwing run, which has since wrapped up. Chris did also send me ahead of time Volume 6, so we're coming to the end of these Nightwing volume reviews. But basically, I've been really loving Tom Taylor's Nightwing. Chris has been very helpful in sending them, and I can't wait to see how this ends. How this run plays out, because again, I know everyone. I'm well aware that everyone's like, "Oh, we already know how the storyline ends. We just, why are you taking so long?" Because I read by trade, so fuck you want me to do. Yeah. So in this, we're basically going to be talking about, like I said, Volume 5, and it's really not much. If there was ever a storyline that felt like filler in this run so far, because again, I've still got Volume 6 and I haven't read I have Volume 6, I haven't gotten to it yet, and Volume 7 I don't know has been released or not. So, yeah. But as it stands, I'm of the mindset of this is a very fillery arc, but that's not to say it's a bad thing. If anything, this feels more like setup for Tom Taylor's Titans run, which I really like the first volume. I haven't read the rest of the other volumes yet, but I really like that first volume. I thought that was a pretty solid first volume. But here, this was set up for that book. Basically, and I don't know if I remember talking about this in the previous volume. After Blockbuster was killed by Heartless, Blockbuster's daughter was being hunted by demons. Essentially, Blockbuster is such an evil bastard that he sold his daughter's soul in order to get out of hell. What a bastard, right? So, Neron, the Lord of Hell, is now trying to find Olivia, who is again Blockbuster's daughter, under the protection of Beast Boy and Raven, and Nightwing is trying to keep them safe along with the Titans. We're also picking up the pieces of Dark Crisis. That's the other thing, is that we're still kind of picking up the pieces of Titans Academy, which I did not read and have no intention to read. I heard nothing but shit things about it. I heard Titans Academy was pretty garbage. I heard it was it had a cool idea, and the main thing was having Red X canonized in DC continuity, but they did fuck all to keep it interesting. So yeah, so we're dealing with the events of the fallout of the destruction of the effects of Dark Crisis from the destruction of Titans Academy, and discover that Neron has brought a classic villain, the Grinning Man, to capture Olivia. So the Titans have to go to hell. They have to protect Olivia from her and other villains. So what I like about this comic is that it really feels like a classic Titans story. It really feels like this is Taylor trying to flex his muscles for the Titans book that he is preparing to write. I don't know if it's at this point the Titans book was already out at the time. I think this was a little before that. But yeah. The story is pretty simple. It's nothing too wild. It's more of we're following this plot line of Blockbuster's daughter, and the Titans are defending her. Which you never really feel the stakes. That's the one thing I will say, is that you never really feel the stakes of this comic, because it always feels like the Titans are one step ahead, which is a good thing as a Titans fan. But here, none of it feels really none of it feels like the stakes are that high, and the Titans are outsmarting Neron. Again, this is more of setup for the run, because we also talk about what's going on with Raven and setting up this whole thing with her. So yeah, it's more setup. Like I said, it's a backdoor pilot. This 4-part story arc's just one big backdoor pilot for Taylor's Titans run, which is fine. I don't mind. And then we come to issue 5, which I'm sure you all know. Issue 105 is a standalone story all told from Nightwing's perspective. Like, you are in the POV of Nightwing, and I really like that. I thought it was such an inventive story, like that one continuous take. I really like just the artwork in here and how it makes you feel like you're Nightwing and throughout this entire story. That one's solid. Like, that is a solid standalone comic. I really like just the kinetic action and the artwork from oh, what's his name? I've completely forgot. Yeah, the artist in here. It's a great standalone story, and has Dick dealing with this bioweapon loose in Bloodhaven, and him battling Big Pharma. Yeah. There's a lot more to it than that, but I think, like, again, it's just a cool concept that could have easily sucked. Like, that's the big thing, is that this is a concept that really could have sucked, but it thankfully Taylor's a good enough writer to understand how to use the point of view shots and how to direct the artist in these panels. Because you need a good marriage. If you're going to do something that wild, you need, like, a perfect marriage of, like, writer and colorist and artist to work on those panels together and get what they want. Yeah. I also like that this comic, like the Titans run, has a few, like, fun jokes. Like, oh, it's just nothing but, the Hell's Internet is just nothing but, like, phishing scams and malware and things. We also get a bit of... but the problem is like, they talk about stuff but don't address it. Like, the Grinning Man killed the King of Lativa from, Terra's home country in the comics, and he was their king, and they do nothing. And also, like, his dead body here at Titans Academy sparks an incident with Waller, but we never follow up on that. Maybe we do in later books. Then we have that Starfire was the headmistress of Titans Academy, but we don't really get any interest in her. Maybe, again, they talk about it in the Titans book. I don't know. But yeah, still... I really love is this a bit of a lull in the run? Yeah, but that's not really saying much. This is still a phenomenal comic, and every time I read a Tom Taylor Nightwing book, I'm just like, oh my god, I forgot how great it was! So yeah, I still recommend this series, still. Anyway, so you guys tell me in the comments below if you've read this storyline. What did you guys think of it? Comment below, let me know. Chris, thank you once again for this comic. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.